Hi, Auntie.
And hello, listeners. Welcome to Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea. Today is, I had to look at my watch, Tuesday, May the 6th. So, shout out to all the tourists.
Yes, another long week year.
Yes, for real. And then I'm actually not a fan of May because I feel like it's getting us closer to the summer. And the summer is like my least favorite season ever.
I know. Me too, Auntie. Me
I,
too. We
I,
haven't quite gotten there yet, but it's coming.
ugh,
All the
I'm not
heat,
ready.
all the bugs, all of it.
Well, the bugs is out, honey. They already out there and chasing me. I don't even like to stand outside. Like no, it's crazy. That flying and buzzing around my ear drives me nuts. I cannot do it. And when people like just stand there, just let like a bug land on their face and they just calm about it, I'm like, how can I get some of what you want? Because I need it. Because I am so dramatic when it comes to that, and I really wish there was a way for me to stop being as dramatic, but I can't help it. They really do a number on me. I hate the buzzing noise. Ugh, I hate it.
Well, for me, it depends on what's buzzing. Like flies are annoying, but if it's like wasp buzzing or bee buzzing, yeah, I can I kind of flip my hair and turn around and try to look
Okay.
down my back, make sure they're not trying to sting me. It depends on what's buzzing around me.
See, I wish I could be at least like that. I wouldn't even mind being that way, but no, honey. Whether it's a fly, a wasp, a bee, somebody's loud ass motorcycle that I mistook for a bug, I'm usually jumping.
Yeah, they're annoying. And
Hey,
flies,
Queen of Happiness.
flies will follow you into your house. That is so wild to me. Like they have associated humans with food, I guess, and they will follow you into your home.
Yep.
And that's where they fucked up.
Hello. You come up in here, honey. You come up in here at your own risk. I know you done seen your dead cousin behind a vent somewhere. So
Or stuck in the window, right? Like you better recognize this is not the place for you. I had this issue where they would continuously try to build, wasps would try to build nests under my front porch, or they would come up through the floor in my she shed. But then they stuck in there because everything screamed. They would go in from the outside and come up on the inside. So after several years of spraying, I made my own poison spray that's okay for pets. You know, it's not like a poison you buy. And yeah, they finally have learned. You
okay,
might not want to go over there. It
girl, you
looks
might have to
pretty.
bottle that and sell it.
Oh, I mean, it's like it's household ingredients. I mean, I got it off the internet. It's not a new thing,
They
but
don't have to. The public don't have to know that. They can just call it Chills Elixir.
yeah. Once they find out what's in it, then people, I can make this while I will buy it.
I already got your
Yeah,
slogan. You want them bugs to chill around your house? Then buy you some Chill Elixir.
not my slogan. Well, I had to do something because spraying poison wasn't an option. You know, with my dogs being around. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm like, oh, this is great. Even what like old hairspray like Aquanet, use the stuff that comes in the can, not this newfangled stuff. The stuff that smell like straight gasoline.
Yeah.
You can use that too to kill flying insects. So you don't have to be spraying Raid and all that kind of stuff around.
Oh.
But I just make mine. Yep, yep.
Well, we'll be getting started with the show shortly, and I believe so. I had hoped yesterday to make yesterday's show be the first for listeners to hear on their podcast platforms such as like Spotify, Apple Music, and all that good stuff. But we had some technical difficulties. But no worries, we'll make today the debut day. So first of all, hey y'all, welcome to the mess.
What's
Hey
up?
everybody.
What's up? It's a new
I
day.
think you are going to love us here. We are very messy, but we also are big on community and life and laughter. And I try my best to not talk about anything politics related here unless it intersects with hot topics. So what this show is pretty much like a brand very inspired by Wendy Williams. And remember how on the Wendy show, audience feedback was very, very important. That's the same energy I want to have here. So with that, we also have an email for this show. So if you have any show feedback, any suggestions, any tea that you want us to see or talk about, or even any figures that you would like for us to talk about, then you can email the show at auntie@auntiederek.com. So again, any feedback or anything that you would like to see on the show, any feedback, if you know something or if you hear us talking about something that you have knowledge of and want to kind of maybe add an explanation, please do that and send it to auntie@auntiederek.com. So that's AUNTIE, the at symbol, Auntie Derek. So AUNTIEDEREK.com. So I hope to hear from you all.
And if you have something bad to say about the co-host, which is me, I chill. I don't want to hear it. I'm gonna tell y'all now.
Hello, okay, because not too much of my girl. Don't you let me talk about my girl. No, I said show related shit.
That's right. That's right. What's up, Jesus?
Hey, Visas.
Well, this is our first live day for the streams. Oh my God.
Yes, I'm so excited. I really am.
Well, me
And
too.
what I'm hoping is that especially like with Pride Month coming next month, is that you usually they're like highlight LGBTQ content,
Podcast.
your
Yeah.
podcast and all of that. So I'm just kind of hoping that I can be in that conversation.
Well, me too.
Yeah,
I'm part of the community, but I fully support it. And it's like that over here.
that's
There's no
right.
judgment.
And when I tell you that we love and appreciate your support more than you can imagine, especially with the times like now, any
Yeah.
love and support, honey, we're grateful for it.
It's real nasty out there. I was just reading an article on another platform where this woman and her partner were in the women's bathroom. The partner did look, masked, tall, the buzz cut. But if you're a woman, obviously you could see she's a woman. She's not anything but.
Mhm.
She's just masked looking,
Mhm.
right? They were confronted in a hotel lobby bathroom and pretty much told to leave the hotel. They were there for the Kentucky Derby. Yeah. So it was really ugly. And they came in the bathroom and banged on the stall door. One of them was in the bathroom. The other one was standing there waiting for her partner. Yeah, the male security guard came in there.
And see what upsets me about stories like this is that like it now is kind of normalized. Like you see, like people almost expect people to react that way. And we're going, and that's exactly what the trans community was trying to tell everybody. Transphobia is not good for anybody
It's not
because it will affect cisgendered women as well. If
right.
you don't look feminine enough, then yeah,
And there was a line of women outside. I guess one of them had reported there was a man in there, and they were saying nasty things. When they brought them out, like "Get him out of there, perv." I'm looking at the picture. I'm like, this is obviously a woman. Like it was. Yeah, it's not good for anyone because people can judge you on your appearance, and everyone is not a petite little feminine looking, you know, blonde haired, whatever, totally feminine looking woman. There are lots of masculine looking women who are not even in the community. They just don't look very feminine.
exactly.
It's it's a bad thing.
Yeah, honey, you know how I am. I'm so like if I see even an inkling of especially when it comes to transphobia, because that part of our community is like being killed at disproportionate rates. Like it's
Yeah, they really hate trans people. That's
right.
like
So
the most dangerous thing to be in the community is trans,
so
but only
anytime
for
I see like
males. That who
What?
pervert the females? Is it? I don't notice it so much with the women who are, uh, go the male way. I just don't think it's quite as. Mm,
It's not as prevalent as the MTF trans community,
yeah,
because yes, it's usually the trans women that are being killed, but
yeah,
there have been cases, and I guess
of course.
I guess this will be anecdotal, but the one Tony McDade, who was killed by the police, he was a trans experience. There was something that just happened recently. I cannot remember that person's name, and I hate that. But yeah, they were just killed.
Mm,
It was a trans masculine man.
wow. Yeah, it does seem to go that way. The M to F, like you said.
Hmm.
I and that's all part of the patriarchy, misogyny, the whole uh, women need to be in a certain place, and what women need to be. It's that reflects that whole genre of existence in this country. The males want to be dominant. I mean, they're saying it out loud. They basically want us out of the workplace and in the home. No position
Hello.
of power, no government office.
And
There are a lot.
pregnant.
Yeah, even not pregnant, just out of sight. No,
Yeah.
not making any decisions, being a part of anything. There are a lot of men out there who feel like that, and they're saying it out loud. They're already doing it, trying to control our bodies. What we do about if we want pregnancy or whatever. And yeah, yeah.
Well, to those men, out loud, I say fuck you. But then again, no, because I don't want to reward you with a good time.
Right. Well, it's definitely a complaint that women want to know who you voted for these days before they'll even date you. So it's creating a problem
Damn
for
right, and a
right
lot of men know to be
men.
quiet when it comes to that.
Yeah, it's creating a problem for them, and I love it.
Hmm.
Nobody wants you in their life. So hey, maybe that should give you an idea of what it means. But no, maybe Elon
No.
will make y'all a robot. Elon will come to y'all rescue. He'll make y'all a little woman.
Look, let them go ahead and make that robot so it can burn all their dinglings off, because that's exactly what's going to happen. Because Teslas be catching on fire, so I wouldn't trust anything that
There is the
Elon makes.
robot.
Hello, I would not trust anything Elon makes near my private area. No, thank you.
Well, well, you got a point there.
Mm-mm.
It's sad though. A family was shot at in a Tesla here recently. They didn't know the
What?
person. Yeah, shot, and he had the kids in the car and everything, and they shot in the car. He hadn't cut them off, or it wasn't a road rage thing. He just noticed they came out of nowhere and shot at his car. And I think that's crazy. That's really crazy. I see people um, keying them if they're parked, but to shoot at a family just because they're in a Tesla is crazy to me. But that's where we're going. The hate for that man is putting his customers in danger, and I hate that for them. It's bad enough your car gets vandalized, when it's parked, but you're in it and people are doing things like that.
That is scary. But when I think about it, though, it's all because this is like a not meant, because this could very well be. I didn't read anything about the story. I'm just hearing it because you told me. But what you were telling me, I'm like, somebody shooting a Tesla. Now, who would hate Elon that much? Like, nobody really. From even the far left, they can be obnoxious, but one thing they usually are not are violent. And for for somebody to hate Elon so much that he or she is gonna shoot at a car that's full of kids, I don't know. I just that's because Elon and Trump like to do stunts and shows, so I don't know if this was like some type of a ploy to make Teslas people who like to maybe look victimized. I don't know. But I need to read up more on the story. That's crazy. But for them to even be shot at is wild.
Yeah, that's a step too far, way too far.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Now, this is a complete pivot, but did anybody happen to that other? Because I didn't watch anything from the Met Gala. Like people were watching the red carpet on TV and stuff. I was just looking at the post that I saw on social media. Did any of you take a look?
At what now? I'm
The
sorry.
Met Gala.
Mm-mm.
Oh, me neither,
Oh, the
girl.
pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I saw. I just thought you seeing something else.
You know my
Um,
Durham accent.
yeah, I looked at a lot of pictures. Someone commented, too much black and white. I agree. People didn't really. Maybe they felt like that was the theme. I don't know. But I saw quite a few outfits that I thought fit. Others didn't get the memo or didn't really stand out. They looked okay, but there were some standouts. It's really all about just watching the fashions. Really, that's what it's boiled down to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I'm distracted because I got a text message about a large charge to my Apple ID via Apple Pay, and I'm trying to figure out if it's a scam. Call
Oh,
this number.
hell no.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can guarantee if you don't remember, because you, honey, you know where your money be going out to. So if you don't remember anything about that, I'm 100% sure it's a scam.
Right, right. And that's why I'm looking to see. First I'm searching, is this a common text scam?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I was a little distracted. But anyway, yeah, that's what the scammers be out here, baby.
Yes, they are, and they are getting way more sophisticated, honey. Even just one of them, be trying texting me like they know me or whatever, and then go try to use random names like, "Oh, hey, I can't believe Elsa did that. Are you going to a Randy's party?" I'm like, "Girl, I
Right.
don't know you, Elsa, or Randy. Stop texting my phone."
Yeah, that's what they call a pig farm or some kind of farm where they make it seem like they know you via text, and then you start talking to them, and I'm like, well, well, I got you. Hey, I'm such and such.
Exactly.
Usually,
And you will never get me like
mm,
that, honey. Because I am like, when I tell
no,
you, I'm so stank with my phone number. So anybody who texts me, I know that I've given my number out.
right.
so, ain't nobody go. I'm not gonna ever get. And then when I give my number out, I always say, "Hey, can I have yours so I can store it in my phone? Because I don't answer numbers that I don't know." And sure enough, so again, anybody trying to sit there and text me and act like they know me, but I don't know who they are, I know it's a scam because I don't rock like that.
Yeah, looking upside down. It looks like a scam, but I'm doing all the research
Yeah.
on it. But it looks like a scam. It's such a short little message with a telephone number. So now I'm about to search the phone number. But you ain't gonna catch me slipping.
Hello. Well, I brought up the Met Gala because for today's May Mayhem figure, I want to make them call you back and leave a message. Yeah, that might work too. But I wanted to bring up somebody who was very pivotal at Vogue, and not only are they a hometown icon, but we also went to the same school. And I'm using that school's website because they actually did a really good bio on him at North Carolina Central University, my alma mater. But y'all see where it says here, honoring the iconic Eagle Andre Leon Talley. So that's who we're going to give our May Mayhem accolades to. Hey, Benji. So distinguished alumnus Andre Leon Talley had a profound impact and expansive influence on the fashion and journalism industries. Raised from an early age by his grandmother, Benny Frances Davis, a domestic worker in Durham, Talley sought out fashion literature such as Vogue magazine and couture memoirs to quench his fashion appetite. He would often walk through Duke University's campus to a newsstand where he could pick up the latest edition of Vogue and escape into the fashion world. At Hillside High School, Talley took French classes and developed a fondness for the language and for Paris. He also discovered an interest in performing arts. Talley would later study French at North Carolina Central University, and with thoughts of a career as a scholar of French literature, Talley left Durham after earning his degree in 1970 to begin graduate studies at Brown University. From there, he transitioned to nearby New York City, where he began building a foundation for a career in the fashion industry. Senior fashion design student Sydney Motley accredited Talley as her inspiration for attending NCCU. I decided to attend NCCU because of Mr. Talley. One of my goals was to meet and hopefully work with him, she said. Talley wrote for Warhol's Interview magazine, Women's Daily, and the New York Times before going to work at Vogue in 1983 as fashion news director and becoming the magazine's first African American creative director in 1988. He was later named the premier fashion magazine's editor at large in 1995. After leaving Vogue in 2013, he hosted a satellite radio show and joined the board of trustees at Savannah College of Art and Design. He also had a brief stint as editor at large with Numero Russia before leaving in 2014 after learning about Russia's numerous anti-LGBT laws. In 2018, he released The Gospel According to Andre, a documentary film based on his life story. And y'all, please don't cancel me, but I have not watched this documentary yet. It's not because I didn't want to; it's because I just it just didn't. I didn't have time to like sit down and watch it. But I will get to it. And I feel terrible as a Durham native for not watching this documentary already. Anyway, he also co-authored Megastar with Richard Bernstein before publishing 3 books, including ALT, a memoir, ALT 365 Plus, and New York Times bestseller, The Chiffon Trenches, a memoir. Adding to his many accolades, the French Republic awarded him the, how do you say this, Chevalier de l'Ordre des Arts et des Lettres honor. I'm sure I just messed that up, y'all. I am not French. I'm sorry. But they awarded him that honor for arts and letters in 2020. The following year, he received the North Carolina Governor's Award for his role in literature. So, a very well accomplished man. So, and Benji said I haven't watched it yet either. I need to watch it. Yeah, we both do, honey. We are terrible. Like, well, me especially because I'm from the man's hometown and I went to the man's same school, and I love him, and just like the young lady that they mentioned in this article, I was actually hoping to meet him as well someday because I just love but no, I never had a chance for that to happen. But he is here in spirit. But yeah, shout out to Andre Leon Talley, and I saw like a lot of his name mentioned last night with the tweets and stuff. I don't know if y'all saw that,
Yeah,
but a lot of
yeah.
people. I even saw one tweet that said like, "Oh, the way they treated him at Vogue, I'm sure he would not even like this red carpet."
A lot of people paid homage to him in their outfits. So yeah, his name did come up, but I actually think it was a good thing because he was mistreated by that bob wearing woman uh,
Mm-hmm.
toward the end of his career, and yeah, I think he would love it.
Yes, indeed. So continue to rest in peace, you iconic Durham native. But so that's that on that. So does anybody want to add anything about Andre? I know Benji and I need to hear up and watch the documentary. But that shit came out in 2018, and I'm like, damn, I thought it was like 2 years ago. But then I remember, the pandemic kind of messed up our concept of time. So it really does not feel like it's been that long. Well, we can go ahead and get started with the tea, horny. So, speaking of the Met Gala, the first story that we're going to talk about. Oh, is this Sharon? I don't think is this link Sharon. It was going to be It's about Rihanna and Sierra, how they reunited after a years long beef at
I
the
don't
Met
see it.
Gala last night.
It had a white page and then it went back like you took it off or something.
I did take it off, yep, because of the white
Oh,
page.
okay.
Well, you know what I'm going to do is share my screen with this so that because I think it's the Vibe that's not being cooperative. But this is by way of Vibe magazine. Let me share my screen here. So y'all see where it says Rihanna and Sierra reunite at Met Gala 14 years after infamous Twitter feud. And they look so cute right here. And we saw how both of them are excuse me, well, we know for sure one is pregnant, and the other, Sierra, we're speculating that she's pregnant. But it says 14 years and 7 children later, it appears that all is well. That ends well when it comes to Sierra, Rihanna, and their notorious Twitter beef. The women reunited at the 2025 Met Gala and set the internet in a frenzy after snapping a photo together with both of them cheesing hard as Sierra cradled Reeve's baby bump. The latter revealed that she was pregnant with her third child hours before walking the red carpet. Uh, Back in February of 2011, the singers got into a heated exchange on Twitter after Sierra told Joan Rivers that Sierra wasn't the nicest to her at a party. Ree fired back on social media. My bad, C. Did I forget to tip you? After the anti-singer shaded CC, the latter replied, trust me, Rihanna, you don't want to see me on or off the stage. To which the Ree infamously quipped, good luck booking that stage you speak of. So we really don't have to really go too much into the story because it talks about the beef and all of that and how it started. We don't beat that story to death. But yeah, they reunited and smiling. But look, you see, they both look fake as hell. Look at that shit. Look at Rihanna smiling. She look fake as.
What they're supposed to do. We're at the Met Gala. Even that other girl, Nicki Minaj, was there. She got beef with 35 people up in that place. So hey, what was gonna happen?
So yeah. But and then so I was actually watching. Hey, BB, I was watching the Sherry Show this morning, and Sierra was she came on. She was one of the guests, and that's why I thought because of what she had on, like you saw her clearly trying to hide her stomach. It was a really cute outfit that gave you a lot of drama and flow, and the boots were sickening. But this is just her hiding the stomach for me. I was like, But she was talking about yeah, I had a good time, and I met up with her, and I'm so happy for her. She's a mother now, and I'm like, who is she talking about? I know she's talking about no Rihanna, and sure enough, she was. I said, oh shit, I didn't know that because again, I wasn't paying attention to other than what was posted on social media, so I didn't really see this on my timeline.
That was so long ago. That's stupid. I mean, they're mature women. That's kind of crazy to be holding beef that long over something so silly.
I know, girl, but I'm an Aries. That's just what we do.
Yeah.
Well, that's that on that. Does anybody want to add anything about Sierra or their pregnancies or ending long beefs?
Yeah, let it go. BB said, let it go.
Well, our next story, give me 1 second. Let me get the link. Oh, Future looked awful. He really did, hun. I don't know what the hell. Hey, hun, some people need their locks. I don't know who in his camp, or maybe because I don't know if maybe he was balding or what, but hun, I don't know why he thought. And then the color just, that was horrible. What was that, copper? That was horrible.
Raggedy cut, just up there, just hair, just up there, just doing whatever.
So BB says he was never cute.
For that. You're right, BB. He's not cute enough for that kind of stuff. You can get away with that when you're cute, but when you're not cute, that's not to look for you.
Okay, now when it comes to the locks, him and the locks, now I might,
well,
I might say what's up.
The other one.
Oh,
the other one. The hair.
Oh yeah, that look.
The new look. Yeah, you're not cute enough for that.
No, I disagree with BB because BB said he was never cute, and I hope, especially around the 2011, 2014, hun, back when his fingers was itching for that paper, I was here for some future.
Well, let me tell y'all something about Auntie. We'll have these controversial takes on who's attractive. I'm just letting y'all know.
And BB says, Derek, please, you're a slut. So, and then Hammock said 2 words, 50 Cent. Not too much of my man. My man.
See, there y'all go. Okay, now y'all understand totally.
Well, hun, Diddy says he is a little nervous at his trial. I'm sure he is.
A little.
Just a little. So I just shared this link from NBC. And y'all see where it says Sean Diddy Combs tell judge, I'm a little nervous on first day of jury selection in his sex trafficking trial. So nearly 3 dozen New Yorkers were questioned on Monday about what they knew about the federal sex trafficking case against Sean Diddy Combs as jury selection got underway in the Manhattan courtroom. Prospective jurors were also shown a list of more than 100 places and people whose name may come up at trial, and were asked whether they knew any of the people and whether it would affect their ability to be impartial. The list included celebrities such as Michael B. Jordan, Mike Myers, and Kanye West, none of whom are implicated in the case. The names of women who have filed civil lawsuit against Combs also appeared on the list, including his former girlfriend Cassandra Ventura, who whose suit paved the way for the sex trafficking and racketeering charges, and Don Richard, a member of two non-defunct musical groups Combs had formed. Richard alleged in a suit filed last year that he had groped and threatened her and that she had witnessed him assaulting Ventura. Combs had denied her allegations and her suit is pending. The attorneys did not provide an explanation for the list, and representatives for Jordan, Myers, and West did not immediately return requests for comment. Also, Monday, Assistant U.S. Attorney Maureen Comey said prosecutors have had trouble getting in touch with the attorney for a woman who identified only as victim number 3 in the indictment against Combs, and that they were unsure whether she would show up to court even if they tried to enforce a subpoena. 12 jurors will ultimately decide whether Combs used his power and influence to sexually exploit women for more than 2 decades, as federal prosecutors alleged in the five-count indictment. Sporting a goatee, Combs, who has been detained at a federal prison in Brooklyn since his September 2024 arrest, arrived for the first day of jury selection dressed in a white collar shirt, a black crew neck sweater, and charcoal colored pants. U.S. District Judge Arun Subramanian gave Combs permission to wear his own clothes during the trial. He hugged and shook hands with his attorneys before Subramanian issued various rulings, including that Dr. Eli Ayoun, a clinical psychiatrist, can testify as an expert for the defense about drugs Combs may have taken and their combined effects. Subramanian said Ayoun could also testify about blackouts and other episodes in which Combs may have been intoxicated. At the heart of the government's case are allegations that Combs forced women, including his former girlfriend Ventura, to participate in drug-fueled encounters with male sex workers that Combs directed and filmed, all and called freak-offs. The indictment does not name any victims, but the allegations of victim number 1 closely aligns with those allegations Ventura made in 2023 civil lawsuit that she and Combs settled within a day, without him admitting any wrongdoing. The public first learned about the alleged sexual encounters from her lawsuit, which alleged Combs had abused her for years. Combs has vehemently denied the allegations, and his attorneys have said the sex was consensual. And I just want to point out, just a side note, the public did not first learn about this because of Cassie's lawsuit. The public has been hearing whispers for years, but now we just have proof. So anyway, allegedly. Anyway, then it says, but prosecutors say those encounters amounted to sex trafficking, and alleged Combs kept recording of the encounters and silenced victims through blackmail and violence. Central to the prosecution's case, a video from March 5th of 2016 showing Combs attacking and dragging Ventura in a Los Angeles hotel hallway. Prosecutors have said Ventura, who was signed to Combs' music label as Cassie, had been trying to escape the hotel room, and the events of that day are powerful evidence of trafficking and of Combs' use of force in connection with the freak-off, which they allege preceded the assault. Just a little bit more to, I feel like, because we went all of this in detail, so we really don't need to read much more about, because we've been talking about Diddy Honey since this show started. But now the day is here. I guess I should get to the part where he told the judge he was a little nervous. Let me get down to that part. Let me see. When questioned by Subramanian on Monday, a number of prospective jurors had said they'd seen the video, with one woman referring to it as damning. The woman was excused. Another woman. Okay. When defense asked for a quick bathroom break, Subramian suggested that they wait and continue to question jurors. I'm a machine, Subramian said, to which Combs responded, I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm a little nervous today. So Subramian granted the break. So he kept having to get up and pee. He told the judge he was a little bit nervous because of that jury selection. This is so messy, hun. When I tell you I can't wait for the trial to start. And again, I believe they are still. I haven't checked today, but I think they're still streaming it live when you look it up on YouTube. So there you have it. That's that on that. Does anybody want to add anything about Diddy in this trial before we go to the next story? Well, baby, our next story, honey, this is even messier about another rapper, honey, who was sued for sexual assault, and now the judge done told him, you got to sell your house so you can pay this lady, honey. The Gang, bitch. The Gang. JC on. I just shared this link from All Hip Hop, and y'all see where it said this is an exclusive. Game loses house. Judge orders sale to pay off $7 million debt to Priscilla Rainey. Oh, we got a comment saying good. So, Game has officially lost his multi-million-dollar Calabasas estate after a judge approved its sale to help cover the $7.13 million judgment awarded to Priscilla Rainey. Rainey sued the rapper in 2015 over an alleged sexual assault during the filming of his VH1 reality show, She's Got Game. The Game denied the allegations but failed to appear in court during a 2016 trial, leading to a default judgment. The jury awarded her $1.13 million in compensatory damages for the alleged assault and $6 million in punitive damages after he was accused of mocking the court by blowing off the trial entirely. The Los Angeles County Superior Court granted Rainey's request to sell the property on May 2nd of 2025 after years of legal wrangling and failed attempts by Game to avoid payment. The rapper argued that the house was protected under California's homestead exemption, ruling that the property is legally owned by JTT Holdings LLC, not by Game himself. According to the ruling, Game may have an equity interest in JTT Holdings, but that doesn't confer upon him an interest in the property. Rainey also successfully argued that JTT Holdings LLC was just a shell company created by Game and his manager, Whack 100, to keep the residents out of his name and out of her reach. Rainey has aggressively pursued collection efforts on her $7 million judgment. She has seized his music royalties and targeted other assets tied to Game's businesses and intellectual property. According to Zillow, the property is currently valued at approximately $4,037,500, and it says if it sells at that price, the Game will still owe Rainey nearly $3 million. Wow! So isn't that Evelyn's grandson's father? It sure is. It sure is indeed. So it looked like he won't be buying that baby in the birthday gifts no time soon, honey. You got to pay off that girl. Hey, do you see? This is why look double good a mess. But you see why you can't be playing. If you subpoena to go to court, you better take your ass just because of him not showing up to court and clear his name. I guess he's like, man, I ain't do that shit. That girl just looking for some money, and now she got it because you didn't want to take your ass to court or get somebody to go to court on your behalf. You got too much money to not have an attorney like go and fight for your behalf. That shit is crazy. You just ignore the court, didn't go, and they did a default judgment on your ass. Stupid. Anyway, that's that on that. Does anybody want to add anything?
Those judgments are real, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just ignore that.
Yep, he thought he could because he's the Gang. Was he associated with Chloe K? Yes, that was ages ago happening. Yeah, they have a little thing going. She has a type. And I'll just leave it there. Well, millennials, this next story is for us. So, and I know y'all. I know we have said that. Well, excuse me, y'all have said because I'm here for it. But I know y'all have said that y'all are tired of reboots and you would just you want to see more original content. But honey, 10 Things I Hate About You is coming back, baby. And when I tell you, I am excited. Now, chill. I know you were busy saving lives when this movie was popular, so just kind of
Hmm.
humor us a bit. I know
Yeah,
you don't know shit about,
nothing. Doesn't even sound familiar, but okay.
but back when I tell you this is a millennial cult classic, and I'm talking about millennials across the board, whether you're white, black, Asian, brown, baby, we all love this movie. So I was like, oh, yay. Say enjoy that movie and the soundtrack. Okay, so I guess I can say it's for both millennials and Gen X. Cause yeah, Gen X, y'all were like I'm gonna say maybe late teenagers or in your early 20s when this came out. Because it came out in the late 90s too. So
Hmm.
anyway, I just shared this link from People, and y'all see where it says 10 Things I Hate About You director reveals he's working on a follow-up film with a nod to Heath Ledger. So a new 10 Things movie is in development. Gil Junger, who directed the original 1999 teen comedy 10 Things I Hate About You, starring Julia Stiles and the late Heath Ledger, reveals exclusively to People that a follow-up film titled 10 Things I Hate About Dating is in the works from himself and original producer Andrew Lazar. While the film hasn't been greenlit yet, Junger, who is currently co-writing the script with Nia L. James, plans to make it the first in a trilogy with two more subsequent installments titled 10 Things I Hate About Marriage and 10 Things I Hate About Kids. 10 Things I Hate About Dating is definitely in the works as a feature film. We're developing it right now, says Junger, who's 70, teasing that he, Lazar, and James have some pretty good ideas. 10 Things I Hate About You. Now, chill. I think this part is for you because millennials and the Gen X, we know about what this movie is. But it says 10 Things I Hate About You follows teen Kat Strafford, played by Julia Stiles, a high achieving, sharp tongued loner who is constantly compared to her perky, popular younger sister Bianca by their overprotective single dad, Walter. But Kat's world is soon turned upside down by Patrick Verona, an edgy new student who changes her life. The movie is widely considered an integral part of the 90s teen comedies zeitgeist and inspired a TV series of the same name, plus recently announced a Broadway musical from Lena Dunham and Carly Rae Jepsen. Now, I probably won't be going to see the Broadway musical, and I didn't even know they had a TV series. But anyway, aside from Styles, Ledger, and Orlanick and Miller, the original 10 Things I Hate About You starred Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Allison Janney, Andrew Keegan, Gabrielle Union, David Krumholtz, and more. Similarly to how the first film was a model retelling of William Shakespeare's 16th century comedy, The Taming of the Shrew, 10 Things I Hate About You will be inspired by Molière's 1666 play, the, how do you say this? The Misanthropy, Junger tells people. I did not know that I didn't know it was inspired by Shakespeare. Anyway, and although it's unclear at this juncture how much of the original setting and plot will play a part in the new story, the director would love to see some familiar faces in the next iteration, which will be aimed at an audience in the 30 age range as opposed to the film's first teen target. I would love to work with Julia again, Junger says. She shaped the lives of millions of women. That cat character really spoke to young women in a very powerful way. The director adds that while he hasn't thought seriously about who might star in the new movie yet, as the script is still in its early stages, if it resonates with the original cast and I can have some cameos or even real parts, I'd love that. I'd love Larry Miller to come back because he's so great, Junger adds. One cast member he misses dearly, Heath Ledger, who died in 2008 at age 28. In fact, before his death, Junger previously told People that he was going to offer Ledger the opportunity to star in a follow-up film called 10 Things I Hate About Me, which he wanted to have a similar tone as the first. Asked whether there might be a nod to Ledger in 10 Things I Hate About Dating, Junger says, now, I think that's a beautiful idea, and the answer now is going to be yes. He deserves to be loved. And I think I'm gonna just end it there because the rest just talks about Junger and his career and stuff that we really. I just care about the movie. I plan on going to see. And let's see. I think I may be wrong. It's like the '80s version of Pretty in Pink. Um, As Gen Z, I didn't connect with that movie. Mm, Gen Z, the Z must stands for Zam Liar, because baby, ain't nothing Gen Z about you, bro. It says,
Vampire.
and it says, is that 200,000? I hate, I hate about kids. I, I think I may be wrong. It's like the age of, I can't, if I remember Pretty in Pink correctly, maybe. I don't know, Happy. That's actually I need to watch Pretty in Pink again to see if I see any comparisons. But yeah, that's the thing, and I'm actually really excited. So it looks like from the tone of the room, y'all probably won't be bothered with this follow up, the 10 things I hate about dating follow up. But I will be front and center.
Number one is dating.
Right, exactly. You didn't know it was how you didn't know it was based off Shakespeare. You know what? That's a really good question. Maybe because it takes me a little bit. I'm a little slow. It takes me a little bit to catch on. But yet they were literally reading Shakespeare in the movie and everything. And it just didn't dawn on me. I'm not gonna read what BB just called me in the chat. Well, that's that on that. Does anybody want to add anything else about 10 things I hate about you? Or 10 things I hate about dating, or 10 things I hate about kids? All right, well, we can go ahead and go to the next story. So this is another one for millennials, honey. Well, the black millennials, and you know what? I think some Gen X and some Gen Zs y'all were along too. But anyway, I just got a message for us, baby. We got to leave Waka Flocka alone. We got to cancel him. We got to leave his ass. When I tell you he is, and I hope this is a vibe link. So I hope that because I saw the other one didn't work. I hope this one does. Okay, yep, this is working. So I just shared a link on slide 6. Waka Flocka Flame for performing alongside man wearing a swastika shirt.
Wow.
Gen Z, we up. Honey, when I tell you, Miss Deb Atney, I am so sorry, baby, because I love you. I adore you, but your son can go straight to hell.
Straight. Y'all need to catch up with me. Because
Hello.
he's not on my radar.
And honey, we like it was certainly a moment like in the clubs, especially like between like 2009, like when he was popular like around 2010, 2014 or so. But I mean he was just putting out hit after hit after hit, like Let's Do It, Hard in the Paint, Round of Applause, baby. We was shaking ass to walk in the club, honey. But they said leave Walk alone. I never saw it for him. Oh, well, you and Chill got something in common. She raised him. Well, I ain't gonna get because you remember Nene kind of made that point. Like she did all she could to make sure that he would be the best man he can be. And sometimes, children just go, they just sway. So yeah, I definitely think Deb did everything that she could too. Because he was at first. Yeah.
Can't blame that on her.
Yep. But because I'm sure Deb would not have nobody with no damn swastika anywhere near her. So, and the swastika is not even the most egregious part about the story. I'm not even going to read the whole article. I just want to tell y'all, I want to read where it says here. It says, despite the club's claim they were unaware of the situation until after the event, several individuals who attended the show have publicly disputed that account. According to eyewitnesses, because it was done at Om Lounge in Louisiana. And it says the owner, whose name Billy Blatty, was present during the performance and saw the man wearing a swastika shirt but failed to act. Those in attendance also accused Walker of threatening to have patrons removed from the venue if they continue to boo and heckle him due to the swastika-wearing man's presence. Wow. So, he knew that they were there.
Defended it.
And defended it and said that y'all gonna get kicked out if y'all have a problem with it. Fuck you, Waka Flocka. Waka Swastika Flame. Fuck you.
Up your Flocka.
Bitch ass nigga. Anyway, that's that on that, Mr. Bridesmaid. You a mess. Y'all, this next story is really sad. Even though he's a terrible person, I still hate that this happened to him.
What's
Ray J
that?
is talking about how he was sexually assaulted by his babysitter. And you know what? I like this trend of men coming out, talking about their experiences and calling it what it is. Because a lot of times, especially when you hear in the bar, I've heard it myself. I'll never forget being in the barbershop a few years back, and there was a man who came in there. He was talking about how his 12-year-old son got a girl pregnant. I'm sitting here thinking he was talking about a girl of that of his own age. No, it was the babysitter. And it was almost like the daddy was almost proud, like there was this sense of
Mm-hmm.
pride,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, mm-mm.
Yeah, your son has been assaulted, and you in here being a proud grandpapa vibe. Get out of here.
Exactly.
That's how men think about it, though.
Yep. And Ray J probably thought about it, due to society. He probably thought of it that way too. Until recently, when people's like, oh, no, sir, that's a problem. And I guess now that he has kids now, he kind
Mm-hmm.
of sees it. So anyway, Ray J shocked viewers during a Twitch live stream Monday night when he claimed he was sexually assaulted by his babysitter as a child, leaving his guests visibly confused and unsure how to respond. My babysitter raped me, Ray J blurted out, repeating the statement as he pulled his hat down over his face. The room fell silent, with some of the women on the stream unsure whether he was being serious. We listen and we don't judge, one woman said, while others notoriously laughed, unsure how to process the moment. Ray J, who also laughed, quickly added, "It's not funny." The conversation took a darker turn as he continued. She raped me, he said, adding, "She had some big titties. She made me suck her titties. They was real big, too." When one of the women asked if he was traumatized, Ray J described the alleged abuse in graphic detail. "I tried to do what she told me to do," he stated. "She said, go up and down, now go up, up, down. But I think I was just too small and really like, I'm sorry, but I think I was just too small to really like penetrate correctly inside her hole." Oh my God, that's awful. Ray J claimed the babysitter assaulted him after a game of hide and seek, putting him in a headlock and lifting her shirt. The group of women on the stream appeared unsure whether to believe him, especially as he continued to make offhand remarks about big titties. Ray J, who has long been known for his unpredictable behavior and controversial moments, did not elaborate further or provide additional details about the alleged incident.
Mm.
So that is very sad. Happy. Yeah.
Their reaction was to be unsure or to laugh. Or, I mean, even if I thought that he was being facetious, I wouldn't have laughed. That's not a laughing matter.
At all.
So that in that context doesn't matter if he was telling the truth or not.
So, yeah, I'm just glad we're seeing more of it now. Remember YG told his story in his song.
Yeah.
Now Ray J telling his, and hopefully more people, because I feel like what this does is inspires young boys to speak up. That's it. It's sad that he went through this ordeal, but he can choke. My sentiments exactly, Hammy. Fuck you. I hate that happened to you, but still, fuck you. You
Yeah, we don't
Trump
have to,
supporting coon.
'cause we don't want that to happen to anyone.
Oh, I'm sorry. Allegedly, because he has come out to say that he does not support Trump, but we also know he's also a liar. So there's that. Anyway, does anybody want to add anything before we go to the next story? All right. Well, honey, this feud between Misa Hilton and Mary J. Blige, honey, is getting a little crazy. So I just shared another link from Vibe, and y'all see where it says Misa Hilton insists she never lost a real friend amid Mary J. Blige lawsuit. So Misa Hilton has seemingly addressed the status of her friendship with Mary J. Blige 1 week after the news broke of the stylist suing her former client and friend for $5 million. Hilton took to Instagram Sunday on May 4th with a repost of a meme reading, "I never lost a real friend. Let that sink in." Fans immediately took the cryptic message as a subtle reference to the current state of their friendship, as a singer and fashion pro have been besties for over 30 years. Now, Misa, I love you, girl, but this ain't it. Y'all aren't just friends. Y'all are sisters. I pray that y'all can get. I pray y'all can get back because this hurts me. Offered one fan within the Shade Room's comment section, with another adding, "After 30 years, that's fake, baby. Just say your sis hurt your feelings and move around." If people don't reciprocate your love, time, and energy, they are not good investments. Get rid of them ASAP and take care of you. Blige added on her social media, and then put "I love you" with the heart emoji. And a lot of fans thought that Mary J was like, she tweeted that the day that the news about the lawsuit broke. So she tweeted that if people don't reciprocate your love, time, and energy, they're not good investments. Get rid of them ASAP and take care of you, is what she said. So then that's when Misa can't clap back. Well, I never lost a real friend. Baby, that is, I hate that this is happening between these two. I really do. I really do. Because if it weren't for Misa, honey, like, I don't think we would, Mary wouldn't be known like for her boots. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just is just, I hate when friendships, I get why they happen, but I just hate when they do happen. And it's all over a man and money. A man and money. And I guess it's the principle of the thing, because Mary J did, from what I understood what happened, Mary J was making moves trying to block Misa from making money. So,
Unless she's not
uh,
her friend.
mm-hmm,
And that's raggedy. That's real raggedy to
mm-hmm,
do that to a person that you've known for that long, um, over a man. But she's never made good choices when it comes to men, and apparently has not learned from her
mm-hmm.
mistakes, as how I see it.
Yeah, that's how it is, honey. And then we have a comment, Mary Raggedy. Well, yes. Good child. Well, that's that on that. And I feel like we're gonna hear. I feel like it's gonna get even messier, honey. Because then there's been speculation how, because we already know allegedly, Misa, was intimate with Votto. So, the streets were saying that Mary was intimate with Votto as well, allegedly. So that's why, kind of it's mm, but I don't know. But Mary says she got a man, so I don't. I wouldn't understand why people are saying that. I would, I would love to ask my connects, but I just think it's real tacky for me to go, "Hey, is your brother fucking Mary J and now I would do it, but I just but that's tacky."
Right, right. It's tacky. You're right. We'll hear more about it. It's just sad to see it happen, like you say. A friendship blown up over something like that. But
Well,
if it's true, get your coins, girl.
mm-hmm.
Don't let nobody mess over you. I don't care who it is. Your mama, your daddy.
And BB said it's always a man. Yep, you right about that. And just like Chill said, get your coin, honey. Sean Kingston is trying his damnness. And this is our next story. Honey, he is begging the courts to let him perform, honey.
Trying hard.
Yes. So I just shared this link from Hot New Hip Hop, and y'all see where it says Sean Kingston files desperate request to perform amid financially crippling home detention. So Sean Kingston's back is up against the wall right now, and he's throwing up a Hail Mary and praying that it works. That desperate heave, per all hip hop, is a motion to perform for one night later this summer. The Miami, Florida native is particularly asking the court to allow him to attend Summerfest in Milwaukee on June 20th of 2025. His lawyer, Zeljko Bozanic, tried to persuade the court by describing the event as more of a legit opportunity to recover financially. The appearance that Mr. Anderson is seeking permission to attend is not a club or bar appearance. It is more of a concert festival setting. Uh, Bozanic said this after opening with Mr. Anderson has not been able to produce income since being placed on home detention, since most of his job offers include appearing at concerts outside of our district. Mr. Anderson is going through a difficult time and he is not able to work. Sean Kingston and his reps are also willing to be transparent and provide a detailed travel itinerary. Moreover, he will check in before and after the Summerfest gig with his probation officer. Finally, the motion also tries to sweeten things up by affirming that the singer has yet to violate any of his bond conditions. Speaking of Kingston's bond, he posted the $100,000 in mid-April. He's been on the aforementioned home detention since then, and the rules of it include GPS tracking and not being able to leave the Southern District of Florida. Of course, he's on it right now after being convicted of conspiracy to commit wire fraud and 5 counts of wire fraud. Kingston and his mother, Janice, can both face up to 20 years in prison for these federal offenses. His sentence hearing will be on August 15th of 2025 to determine that. Overall, he and his mom conducted a plan to drain luxury brands of their goods using status. In total, these companies lost around $1 million total. Luxury cars, jewelry, and electronics were the general items that they went after. So, yeah, what y'all think, honey? I listen. I don't know. I feel like again, let me just start off by saying that my knowledge of the law is learned through Law Order SVU, so I'm not the best person to listen to when it comes to things like this. But if they're trying to say, hey, we're going to be transparent. Hey, it's only for one night. Hey, I'm willing to check in with my probation out also before and after the concert, but we really need to make money. And most of my I don't know how factual this is. I will have to look it up to see because I don't remember hearing anything about like Sean Kingston concerts. Do y'all? Or but
Well,
he's
this is
saying
probably a small venue, I would think, but to restrict his ability to make money, how is he even supposed to pay any kind of monetary restitution? He's sitting around on house arrest. I think anybody on house arrest should be able to work
mm-hmm.
and follow, of course, strict rules about it. But why would you stop a person from working?
Racism and put them in jail, honey, make money off his back, get that prison label, allegedly. So, but yeah, you're absolutely right, and that's why I was thinking with it. I'm like, okay, he's saying it's only for one day. It's not going to be like a bar at a venue. It's going to be a concert festival. So we're not going to be like provided any drinks or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So and this is really to make money, and I think the lawyer has a good argument.
Right. And he's agreed to, you know, meet with the pro officer before and after. You probably get a drug test and whatever. Uh, yeah, let the man make some money. He's not in jail.
Yep. Well, that's that on that. Anybody want to add anything before we go to the next story? Well, baby, our next story, I'm actually shocked that it happened because you saw they've been talking about this for a while. We've even talked about it on the show, but I'm sharing this TMZ link, honey. Justin Tucker has been released by the Ravens as NFL investigates alleged misconduct. So, Chill, y'all remember we talked about
Yes.
him
Yeah.
and how he was being inappropriate with those massage parlor girls?
Mm.
What the NFL done fired that ass, honey. So Justin Tucker has just been released by the Ravens. Though the Baltimore organization is adamant his departure is strictly due to his between the sidelines issues. General Manager Eric DaCosta just announced his team has parted ways with his longtime kicker, though in a statement he made no mention of Tucker's alleged misconduct involving massage therapists. DaCosta called the move incredibly difficult and explained the shape of their current roster was a season for moving on from the perennial Pro Bowler. Sometimes football decisions are incredibly difficult, he said, and this is one of those instances. We are grateful for Justin's many contributions while playing for the Ravens, he added. We sincerely wish him and his family the very best in the next chapter of their lives. While Tucker did struggle on the field in 2024 and 2025, he made just 73% of his field goal attempts. His offseason was marred by allegations of misconduct. 16 massage therapists alleged he behaved inappropriately during sessions between 2012 and 2016. The accusations were so numerous, the NFL actually opened up an investigation into the matter. Tucker, though, has insisted he committed no wrongdoing, releasing multiple denials. His wife, too, said in a statement in February she believes her husband and supports him fully. Y'all remember we talked about her ass as well. Tucker made 8 All-Pro teams during his time with the Ravens and was named to the NFL's 2010s All-Decade team. Baltimore now looks like it will give over its place kicking duties to its 6th round pick, Tyler Loop, while Tucker heads to free agency. Mm-mm. I did not think it was going to happen. I really didn't. Because those allegations have been, like you said, since 2012, and nothing was done. But now it's gotten so bad that they had to investigate. It was like, okay, we done investigated. We done saw that your ass is a creep. So you got to go, baby.
Good for them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Get all the creeps out of there.
These girls trying to do their job and then you pulling your dingling out and shit, ask for a happy end. This is not that kind of massage parlor, sir. And I'm sure they have made that clear.
They have those kinds if you wanted that.
He just didn't want to pay
go
money.
To a respectable establishment and expect it. It's crazy when you could easily go to one of those who provides that. They're everywhere.
You absolutely right. Yep. And I think the problem was just like, mostly white men, they don't want to spend the money. Because it's those kind of massage parlors tend to be a little bit more expensive than the regular ones. And for obvious reasons. Well, it should be. You're dealing with bodily fluids, so it needs to be more expensive. But he just didn't want to pay that money, and he wanted to be a creep. And I think it was a game for him. It's given like narcissism.
Yeah, it has not. He has the money. It's not. It's a power play for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely creepy behavior. It has nothing to do with finances.
Well, that's that on that. Does anybody want to add anything on his nasty ass? I wonder what team going on.
I don't know. They'd be a fool to pick him up.
Bye, bitch, nasty. Well, child, we won't spend too much time on this next story right here because I actually don't really care. But I know she has some fans. Larsa Pippen got a new boyfriend, and now they talking about they about to get married, honey. Already, chill. And y'all said I just shared this link from Hot New Hip Hop. Larsa Pippen's new boyfriend reveals wedding date not even a month after hard launch. Now he is a good looking man though. I give her that. That's a shit. I mean, I might want to. No, I ain't getting married. Fuck that. But he's still good looking.
And younger.
But anyway,
too, I bet.
Yeah, of course. You know he is. Larsa Pippen is still dealing with relationship fallout concerning her finalized romance with Marcus Jordan, but she's certainly moving on fast. In fact, it seems like she might be ringing wedding bells soon if her new boo has anything to say about it. In a paparazzi clip obtained by TMZ, a group of peps surrounded Pippen and her new boyfriend, Jeff Colby, a former pro basketball player whom she hard launched just last April at a Miami event on Sunday night. Much to the surprise of the photographers and reporters, Colby told them that they would get married in November of this year, saying that it's going to be a beautiful marriage. However, the reality TV star didn't say much to add. The outlet noted how Marcus Jordan also hinted at a ring, but that's just speculative interpretation. We will see in due time just how fast this new relationship moves, or if this was just to ward the paparazzi off and to get their hopes for a scoop up. Get their hopes up for a scoop up, excuse me. This is the latest chapter in a pretty turbulent romantic saga for Larsa Pippen and Marcus Jordan after their split. It seems like both moving on. It seems like they're both moving on fast as best as they can without shading each other online. Emphasis on as best as they can, as things got nasty here and there on the internet. Despite all the drama behind their split, we still don't really have a clear explanation as to why they broke up. Some reports indicated just personal growth and in an eventful realization of futility. So it seems like nature just took its course here. Still, many fans wonder whether or not there's something deeper here. But let's call it there before we put all our tinfoil hats on. Marcus Jordan has been on some dates as well, and we will see if they can find love without airing each other out online. Larsa Pippen clearly has big plans with Jeff Kobe in the future, unless this is just some media misdirection for the heck of it. We can't say that we will blame them if that's the case, since it's been such a whirlwind so far. So one thing I can tell you about Larsa Pippen, she might be a lot of things, but one thing she is not is somebody like who is she's not going to be somebody who's going to just say things just to get attention. She's never been that person, like from what I've seen of her in the media. And maybe things have changed after going on reality TV. I don't know, but I don't think why why would you sit here and joke about like getting married to somebody you're not really getting married? You know what I'm saying? I feel like she's too old for something like that. But I could be wrong. You say, wait, he's a little easy on the eyes. Oh, so we agree on a man hammock? What's going on? We agree on a man, boo. Yeah, he's good looking.
I think people like her probably are desperate for attention to keep themselves in the limelight and try to monetize their lives so they won't have to work, real jobs, kind of thing.
Yeah, you might be right.
And
Yeah.
all of this just gets her attention. I could be wrong, but yeah, that's what it seems like.
Yeah, because she usually like her thing, like she's one of those people that do her shit on the low. Like we did not know she was fucking Future allegedly until Future came out and said something. Like back when she was married to Scottie Pippen. So and so I just I don't know, girl.
And I find that interesting since there was an article about needing to have sex with Scotty, what, 4 times a day, every day, 7 days a week, 365. How she got
Mm-hmm.
time or the energy or the will to have any other penis inside her? Like, really, girl? That makes
Y'all
me
think Scotty had a
question.
little one?
No,
Oh.
I don't think that. I just wondered about the veracity of her statements.
Honey.
Like,
Mm-mm.
attention, attention.
Yeah. You know, now since you put it like that, yeah, I can definitely see that. So I stand corrected. I don't care what Scotty has. And Future is a messy man. He really is. Like, when did she? Oh, like where did she get her period? Happy, you are a mess. She's starting to look like
Mm,
Kobe's wife. She looks so different now. She really does. Oh my god.
this sounds unbelievable. For the whole time they were married, even when he was traveling, playing basketball, didn't matter. This was her lifestyle. Having sex multiple times a day, every day, every day. And she supposedly, come on now.
And I can't remember the details of that story, but what was it him that wanted to? I think it was him that wanted to have the sex that many times a day, wasn't
Right,
it? Mm-hmm.
right. That's what he wanted from her.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway,
Well, good luck, girl. And keep us out the group chat when you break up with this man and break his heart, child. That's that. Baby, this next story, honey. I'm like, this was just so egregious. Now, I don't even know who these boxers are, but honey, I was reading this story. I said, you have got to be kidding me. So I'm sharing this link from Vibe, and y'all see where it says, black boxer destroys white fighter who sent him bananas and watermelon before the fight.
oh, I saw the story about the bananas and watermelon. The
Yeah,
fight
well,
had happened.
the fight
Okay.
happened and he got his ass beat.
Well, look at him. He needs his ass beat.
Child, my mouth was on the floor when I was reading it. So tensions were already high ahead of a much anticipated lightweight title about when one fighter crossed the line that shocked even the most hardened fans of the sport. In a move widely condemned as racially insensitive, a white boxer by the name of Dennis Berenchik sent his black opponent, Keyshawn Davis, a package of bananas and a watermelon in the days leading up to their match, a gesture many interpreted as a blatant act of racist provocation. Davis, incensed, would lambast Berichik upon receiving the package, vowing to pummel the Ukrainian upon meeting him in the ring. And when the bell rang for the February 2025 bout, Davis kept that promise, delivering a vicious beating of Berichik, channeling the insult into a devastating performance. In what was Davis' first shot at a major championship title, he delivered a clinic in precision and power, ultimately finishing the fight with a brutal knockout that left no doubt who was the superior man in the ring. Uh, the victory earned Davis the WBO lightweight title in only his 14th fight, tying him with Hall of Famer boxer Oscar De La Hoya for the third fewest fights needed to win a lightweight world title. The bout marked a significant milestone in Davis's career, solidifying his emergence as one of boxing's brightest young stars and setting him up for future showdowns with the top prospects in the 135-pound weight division. Meanwhile, Berich's actions sparked backlash online in boxing circles, with many calling for disciplinary action and condemning the behavior as disgraceful and out of step with the values of sport. For Davis, the victory was more than just the belt. It was a statement. And in a sport where words can fly but fists do the talking, his message was received loud and clear. And then they have a clip in here where you can watch the fight and watch the knockout. So, yes, they say boxing. Is that Judge Doom Who Framed Roger Rabbit? You are a mess, girl. And then boxing needs so much PR now, especially after Tyson, that Tyson fight that just keeps ruining the sport. Mm-hmm. And it's their fault. All they had to do was not have no damn regular white YouTuber like Jake Paul going to fight a heavyweight like Mike Tyson, then paying millions, just pretty much thumbing your noses up at poor people's face. Like, okay, if they got millions of dollars to do this, they could be like sending money to schools. They can be buying schools computers, getting them like you know what I'm saying. But you're right, Happy. People just seeing it for the scam that it is, and these men beating the soup out of each other with and risking lifelong CTE in their later years, just like they do in football. While men we just all cheering in the sides and paying the millions and millions of dollars. So, but yeah, a motherfucking damn honey. I don't know. I don't even know. Then again, I'm not a boxer, nor am I a millionaire, nor would I be giving millions of dollars for fighting somebody. But I just feel like if I were to get something like this disrespectful, like I don't know, I'm like, look, can y'all put somebody else in that ring? Because I feel like I want to stab that motherfucker. He done lost his damn mind. Bananas and a watermelon, sir.
Yeah, he definitely fueled the ass whipping that he got, and he should be banned from the sport. It wasn't appropriate.
Mm-hmm. Well, anybody want to add anything? I got 2 more stories left.
I just want to say a lot of people stand up for Ukraine against Russia. A lot of black people.
Mm-hmm. Only to find a girl. Hey, honey, you heard like when all of that first happened, and then like well, first I heard like the black people, the black refugees that were over there, they were like denied getting in cars or vans to safety. They told them that no, y'all can't come. They were being called niggers when they was over there. And so I'm like, allegedly. Well, speaking of racism, baby, SNL is getting backlash, and I know y'all saw this that clip between the 2 bitches versus the gorilla. So I'm sharing this link.
Watch.
Vibe.
I saw the story, but I didn't watch
it. So I actually did watch it. I was like, you know what? Let me see. And I will say there was a couple of things in there. I chuckled at some of it, but for the most part, I feel like they kind of knew what this would look like, and they still did. But hey, it looks like people in this article agree with me. So, y'all see where it says the headline from Vibe: Saturday Night Live faces backlash over 2 bitches versus gorilla sketch. So SNL is under hot water at the moment following a recent sketch titled 2 Bitches versus a Gorilla. It stemmed from a meme centering around the idea that 100 men may or may not be able to thwart off one gorilla. In SNL sketch, host Quinta Brunson and Ego Nwodim teamed up against the animal firing of colloquialisms as we, the audience, watched from its perspective. Hello, gorilla. You can't speak? Ding dong, Mr. Kong, Brunson joked. All up in my grill, and you don't even got no ribs. You want to fight? Northern fired back before the women started, excuse me, before the women stated that the only Rilla we acknowledge is Glorilla. Many felt the sketch was racist. One person tweeted, y'all might as well go ahead and say two black bitches versus a gorilla. Another described the skit as incredibly offensive and ignorant to address as women as excuse me, ignorant to address any woman as a bitch from an entire television network, adding, "What are you doing over there?" Others felt SNL writers has gotten too comfortable, noting that they ruined the original joke. Someone else commented, in all seriousness, SNL writers had an entire week to come up with something funny, yet random Twitter users came up with actual funny jokes about the gorilla versus 100 human memes. So, over on Instagram, though, people felt that the skit was comical. They requested Noldem to appear on the next season of Abbott Elementary and even compared the two comedians to Baps. Neither SNL, Brunson, nor Noldem has made a statement in regard to the backlash from Twitter, but folks are still debating the topic on whether or not 100 men can fight one gorilla. Let's see. I saw the part of this episode, but didn't make it past whoever the musical guest was. Uh, I just, and then in rehearsals, like even during rehearsals, nobody black in the room was like, "Hey, wait a minute, this is gonna look a little funny." So maybe we should maybe go into another direction. But
Well,
mm,
black, the two black women doing it, they didn't think it was. I don't.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know.
And
And then
then,
when the one
honey,
they said, "Can I have my face back?" I saw something like that. Did they say something like that?
I no, I don't remember seeing that.
Mm.
Or maybe I missed it. I don't remember those. What I laugh at? I kind of giggled at something where because the the zoo employee went over, was like, "Hey, what are you girls doing over the encampment? You got to get out of there." And she's like, "It's my birthday. I could be over. I could be in the encampment. I want to." And then the guy walked away like, "Oh my god, you gotta get out of there!" And ran. She was like, "Dang, he ain't get no happy birthday or nothing." Like, dang, that part made me laugh. But other than that, mm-mm. And then what I think this did, I don't know if y'all saw that discourse online, but it opened up like a can of worms. So people started saying things about like how like comedians like Ego and Quinta, how they are black comedians, but they write content for the white gays, things like that. They was like, and Quinta, she been married to a white man all these years. So I was like, oh Lord. But I mean, after seeing stuff like this, I mean, because like who did they think was gonna find some shit like this funny? And it's just like from the beginning, like even the caption, people are right. Like, why would you say two bitches, even though you like put an asterisk where the I was, but two bitches versus a gorilla? Then you have these two white women in weave and long nails and
Mm.
big earrings and
Not,
mm-mm.
not two sisters, but two bitches.
Right.
Yeah, that's definitely taking creative license.
That's what they said. Them writers getting too comfortable. Well, they say for Quinta to be a writer herself, shouldn't she have flagged this? Wake it up, happen, and that's what people are saying. That look, that's the can of worms that has been opened. Like you are a writer yourself, girl. You have like one of I think the number one show on ABC right now, and does good writing and has been doing it for a long time. I actually used to love a Black Lady sketch show when she was on it. So I just feel like this was from the beginning. Somebody should have said, "Hey, maybe not. This don't look right." But they didn't, and now they got this, and now the backlash. And I doubt they're gonna make any comments about it because they don't feel the way about it. I blame the head writer, the husband of that spider lady. Oh, well, he's the one who turned down Leslie Jones. Yep. Mm-hmm. Well, there you have it. So the black writers are there, honey. They just kind of being turned down when they speak up. And then you end up with stuff like this. Weekend news. Yeah, that's that on that. So anybody want to add anything before we go to our last story? All right. Well, our last story, and shout out to Vibe, because I noticed that a good majority of our stories came from Vibe today. But we're gonna talk about Kodak Black. I know y'all, I'm sorry in advance, but he in the news, so we gotta talk about him. So Kodak Black's lawyer calls ex's abuse and lack of financial support allegations pure fiction. So Kodak Black's attorney, Bradford Cohen, recently called Miranda Johnson's accusation of abuse and withholding financial support from their children pure fiction. Cohen had time this weekend, take it to Instagram on Sunday, May the 4th, to shoot down the allegedly false narratives and present salient counterpoints. Made up stories where we have evidence of Kodak not only paying and giving money for his children, but also buying gifts. The rest is pure fiction and a very selfish young lady. Excuse me, pure fiction from a very selfish young lady. He wrote in the caption, accompanying a screenshot of an article where Johnson claimed the Florida rapper threw acid on her. I didn't want to comment on this young lady committing defamation, which we will sue her for. But I also, but also for the over $100,000 worth of damages she did to 7 cars, and smashing a window of the house that had his kids inside. Last year, Johnson shared photos of the damage done to Yak's cars, writing, "Ho, your shit next," as a threat to his other baby mother. She fought another mother of Kodak's young child, hurt the child and the mother at a birthday party that Kodak paid thousands of dollars for his daughter. And remember, we talked about them 2 girls fighting at that birthday party. So Cohen wasn't done by a long shot, going as far as to call Johnson's allegations a money grab and call her out for using their children to manipulate Kodak Black. Not allowing him to see his kids until he pays an ungodly sum of money, he wrote. It is truly disgusting how fathers are treated as cash cows. She is already being sued for the admitted damage to the vehicles and home. She will now be sued for defamation. I really wanted to stay on the sidelines on this because it's family law. But now I will have to show you why you don't threaten my clients. Earlier this year, Kodak addressed his complicated love life with his track Single Again, which he released on Valentine's Day. Back in the streets, that relationship shit just ain't the life for me. Think we were better off friends because everything changed when I got the cheeks. I can hardly remember when we never got beef. I don't remember the last time everything was peaceful between us. He rapped in the hook, and then you can listen below. I probably won't listen to that, but okay. So yeah, she said she said that Kodak done threw acid on her, beat her, and will not and not paying his helping her with his kids. That lawyer came out and say that is false. We have evidence that he has paid, and she's the one that's violent because look at all of what she has done here. So I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a classic. My thing about Kodak Black is if you can rape somebody and he served time for raping somebody, like this is not alleged. He did time for raping somebody. If you can cross that line, I don't think there's any other line that you won't be willing to cross. Like I'm open to change my mind, but if you can allow yourself to do something like that, then I definitely believe that you will be the type to throw acid on somebody, try to manipulate her, try to use the kids, and try to hold money over their heads and stuff. Like I don't, I don't know. So, but that's that on that. So, does anybody want to add anything about Kodak and his mess that his lawyer claims is pure fiction? All right, y'all. Well, that was all the tea that I have for us today. So before we head out, did anybody have any tea that they wanted to share or any tea I might have missed? Right. Well, thank you, Heavy. I love how you say it's a good show, but it's always better when you are here. And thank you, everybody, for taking time out of your busy schedule to come and sip tea with me. We will be back tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time if you can make the live show. But in the and again, I talked about the email at the beginning of the show, but I want to mention it again. If you have any show feedback, any suggestions, any tea, anything that you want to respond to after you've heard respond to what you've heard here, please email us at auntie@auntiederek.com. Again, our show's email is auntie@auntiederek.com. So I hope to hear from you. And in the meantime, you all have a fabulous rest of your day.
Yes. Bye, everybody.